So today we're talking about breaking news, which is that the Epstein files are actually inexistent. And we'll look at how the facts about these files evolved over time, and we'll look at it from a spiritual point of view, as always, what's happening. So stay tuned as we get real with Yvonne. So the Epstein files is something I knew I wanted to talk about, right? I've been preparing this channel for a while now. I've been collecting topics. It was processing within me what I wanted to talk about, what I wanted to address, and the list is longer than my time allows to actually talk about everything. But what is actually now breaking is this Epstein file case. So Department of Justice was saying just when was it, yesterday or this morning, depends where you are located, that actually the Epstein files did not exist. And all this happened after Musk last week was saying that Trump was actually on that list. And I guess we all knew that he was on that list because Trump and Epstein were actually buddies, and there's photos of them, right, being buddies. So I guess that was public knowledge. I hope. I never know what if my awareness and my knowledge is also public knowledge, but I guess it was public knowledge that, of course, he had also paid a visit to that island. And we're not here to get into details of what happened on that island. It is alleged that there was child abuse happening in a big scale, right? And that prominent figures were involved. But what is actually behind that? What was behind that, and I will go into details in another video, but is that there was blackmailing going on, and that yes, somehow foreign countries were involved in setting up politicians in compromising situations that they knew they could never recover from if ever an image was shown of them interacting with people that were underage, and not only underage, but by far underage, meaning children. So then you had a grip on these politicians for them to act in your favor, right? Whatever you told them to vote for or to speak up for or to represent, they had no choice but to actually do it. And that's the definition of blackmailing. So all this was supposedly taking place, I would say, as you check the facts over the years and over the evolution of this case, which is what became pretty apparent. So it's also fascinating how the facts were evolving right now these past few months, and maybe even longer, how it was like Trump's administration was saying, yes, we want justice to be served. There is that Epstein file, there is that Epstein list, right, that which with prominent names on it, and we're gonna release it, and we want to release it. And a few weeks ago, I started hearing people saying, okay, that's never going to be released because he's on it, right? So it's not going to be released. They're going to invent something. And that's what's actually now happening, right? It is the truth that wants to come out. It's been told to the public that the truth is ready to be served, right? Like in a pan or on a plate, like your food is ready. You ordered the truth. You wanted to know the truth. You think you have a right to know the truth as an American citizen, as a citizen of this world, because this is an international matter. And whoever thinks, oh, this Swiss girl, what is she even talking about American stuff? Why does she care about that? Why she should care about Swiss stuff? Well, it's actually all related and connected. And all this whole web of lies and of blackmailing actions going on is actually wants to come to light, and it is promised to the people of the world, again, of a global citizen that I feel like I am, that you're gonna have your truth. Misdeeds were happening, but you will know the truth. So it was being prepared, it was being promised all this time, and now all of a sudden it's like the last resort. Like, go, what's that saying in English? You go, it's like last resort action of like, Oh, there is actually no file, because they knew they created that expectation in the people and in the people of the world to know the truth and to uncover the lies and uncover the webs of the evil. Because it is evil to abuse children. It is evil to blackmail people. It is evil. There is no gray area here. It is evil what they were doing, and everyone knows it. And people are sick of that. And that's where sort of I come in with my point of view, right? With what I want to share and what this channel is about. We want, or I want to expose that, expose the attempts of the truth trying to be stuffed down. Because I'm someone who has stopped to follow the news these past, I don't even know how many years. I don't watch a thing anymore, but it comes to my attention through YouTube. But I don't use or consume news that I engage in, and I get pulled into the drama. I don't get pulled into the drama anymore. Yet I'm here to sort of go on a meta level and show, look, what's happening now is actually exactly what I've been saying for a while, which is like the humankind, like the humanity is in a transformation where bad things, let's just call it that way, with my limited vocabulary in English, are coming to light, and where the truth wants to come through. And it will come through. There is no, oh, will we ever know the truth? No, the truth is coming out. The truth is coming out. And what we're actually seeing now is just a miserable attempt, a last resort to go to for like, oh, let's try to stuff it down. Let's try to brush it under the carpet. Let's try to pretend we never said that there is that list with the famous people on it, right? Let's just pretend that doesn't even exist. And it's so miserable, it's so desperate, it's so childish. It's like everything you start to look into, everything that went wrong on this planet these past few centuries and decades, once you take the time to look into it, it becomes so obvious. It's not well hidden. It's not like you didn't need to be a rocket scientist or like a genius to uncover the things not adding up, that it's not making sense, that facts are not there to back up the version that is being told to us. It's just not there. So it's so ridiculous in a way, right? It's so out in the open. It's not well hidden. Anyone who takes the time, who takes a few hours to look into any case that's currently out there and starts researching stuff for themselves, when they unhook themselves from mass media, from what they're feeding us every day, right? They're feeding us like stupid cattle. They're like, here, eat this news, eat this fake news, eat this made up fact, eat this distraction over here. We have a little distraction over here. Let's talk about Cameron Diaz's lipstick, right? I'm just making something up, but you know how it goes. Let's talk about, I don't know, Dua Lipa's new dress. Woo, woo, woo. Let's publish a whole article on that. That's all distraction. It's distraction so they don't get into the depth of what is being hidden under our faces. How do you say that? In front of our eyes, right? It's out in the open, but because it's out in the open, they're distracting us and going, over here, you need to look. You need to look at her dress. You need to get involved in Ukraine-Russia war. You need to pick a side. You need to be afraid that tomorrow is going to be the end of the world. We need you afraid, right? And all this is happening in this particular case too, which is like, hey, it's out in the open. Everybody knows, everybody who has a brain and everybody who has ever heard the name Epstein, because it was everywhere, sort of knows what happened. They know he didn't commit suicide. They know that what happened on that island. Everyone knows that famous people, important people, people in key positions in every job position of this world sort of was in some, I'm not saying everyone was involved, right? But people who have key positions were involved. People know that. So this desperate, childish, ridiculous attempt to hide the truth is just like, from my perspective, where I stand, where I know that everything is coming out, that there is no going back, that there is no way that even this client list can be hidden for long. From that point of view, it's just like cute. It's very cute. It's like, oh, you came up with that? Really? Really? You came up after all these years and months, you came up with, oh, actually, we thought about it and we sat over it. Like we came to a table and we thought about it, talked about it, and we came to the conclusion that the only way out of this, that us having to publish that list, is by us saying it doesn't exist. Because what are you, stupid people, stupid public, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? We couldn't find it, right? It's like when you send your husband to do grocery shopping, you give him a list back in the days, and he comes back home and he's like, oh, sorry, I made a trip to the bar and actually, I don't even know, I lost the list. I didn't know what to buy, so I didn't have a choice but to go to a bar. Sorry, I'm not talking bad about couples or relationships or any husbands, but it's like, okay, really? That's all you can come up with, is to say you lost the list and then you had to go to the bar? Come on, who's gonna buy that? Right? So that's what is happening here, and that's yeah, that cute attempt is, my prediction, it's not going to last, right? It might last for a while. I mean, it might be successful for a few days. I don't know. I'm not here to give any predictions in terms of time, but eventually things will come to light, because the energy of the earth is lifting, the vibration is going up, and everything that is bad and evil and vibrating at a lower frequency is not able to survive. It's just not able to. It's not able to keep on existing. It will die out. And how does a lie die out? By becoming truth, by truth coming to light. So that's what I wanted to share today. Again, I'm not an expert on the Epstein case, but I've been following it on the side, and I know I will go into more details in another video. But as this was breaking news, I felt inside that push of going, okay, this is the moment. I want to say that piece where we all just need to be observing basically what's currently happening. We can just sit back and watch, we can just sit back and watch the comedy unfold basically. And I'm not saying it's a comedy because children are involved. It's souls being involved. Like, we're not going to get into that today either, because we could get into that, what is happening there, right? Every soul has a purpose that comes here, incarnates, and so on, but that's too spiritual for today, so let's not do it. Thank you for having listened to me. Thank you for your interest. Please subscribe to the channel because it helps the channel a lot. I'm relaunching this channel. I'm giving it life again. I'm breathing life into it by doing these new videos. So please like the video, share the channel if you feel someone could profit. Find me on TikTok, on Instagram. Comment below what you think about all of this. If you agree with me, or if you have a totally different opinion. Maybe you're American and you're like, Swiss lady, what are you talking about? First, whatever. Get educated about American history. By the way, I went to high school in the US, so I did study American history. That's why I've always been fascinated by it. And yes, this is a time to talk about it. So thank you for having stayed tuned. I see you soon. Bye.